cement is playing a very important role for the well-being of the humanity. It also creates economic growth. It also creates happiness for the country. Cement being part of the concrete, which is world's most man-made material, consumed as well as second after water as a material, is playing a very important role for the whole globe also. Indian cement sector is playing very important role for overall economic growth of the country, as well as also creating happiness and needs of the humanity. Cement is most important for creating shelter, infrastructure, industry. Indian cement sector has grown in a big way in last 20 years. Now if you look back, it had the image of a sector, a industry which emits dust, which guzzles water, which guzzles energy, but at the same time, the technological advancement which have been adopted by industries of the country who have been able to embrace new technologies for reducing energy, reducing dust and reducing water consumption has gone a big way. Now it's a matter of pride for India that Indian cement sector is known as one of the most sustainable sector in global cement world. This has happened mainly on account of the philosophy which many of the companies have adopted, which is clean and green, is profitable and sustainable. Industries have understood that once they are able to capture the dust which normally comes out of the process, industry which can bring down energy consumption, industry which can use various type of waste as replacement of either raw material or fuel, can definitely become profitable also and at the same time sustainable also. When we look at Indian cement industry scenario, we would find that they have also started acting as national exchequer. When we look at Indian cement sector, we would find that sector has started acting as a scavenger. They take care of the waste of power plants by using their fly ash. They consume the waste product, the byproduct of steel plant slag. As well, they are also now consuming various type of hazardous waste also, which comes out of many industries as fuel. This is helping in furthering the philosophy of Swachh India, and at the same time it also helps in using the philosophy of circular economy. Now the industry is working on the philosophy of use less, produce more. It means how we can use less energy, how we can use less material and use more waste material, how we can bring down consumption of water, but at the same time manufacture one of the best quality of cement globally. It's a matter of great satisfaction that now Indian cement sector is contributing in a big way to the society. It is one of the highest contributor to exchequer by way of various taxes. It is consuming waste as such, acting as a scavenger, acting as a front runner for Swachh India. It is going in a big way for solar energy, which would also be replacing slowly fossil fuel energy. It also provides employment in a big way, directly and indirectly. And in private sector, it may be one of the top 4 employment provider. This is how cement sector of India has grown, and world over now it is being considered as one of the most clean, one of the most sustainable sector. On low carbon economy front and on sustainability front, it has been now mapped globally that Indian cement sector, Indian cement companies are faring far better than other big global cement companies. In recent CDP report, which has mapped various global cement companies, including Indian companies, in terms of their preparedness for low carbon economy transition, it has been understood and it has been reported that out of 11 cement companies globally, 6 companies are from India, and good part is that even number 1 and number 2 company are also from India. That shows their awareness towards climate, that shows their awareness about adapting, understanding latest technologies, as well their vision of looking towards future. In totality, I would say that Indian cement sector is acting in most responsible way and would emerge always as a sector which would go a long way along with the philosophies of the government, along with the happiness philosophy of the people, that they would be able to provide right quality of cement at right time. And in this process, industries of the country are putting up their cement plants well in advance, and they are trying to understand the future demand and putting up the cement capacities. Today, we have 500 million ton of cement capacity, and at the same time, in view of comparatively lower demand, it is working at 70% capacity utilization. That also shows that there would never be shortage of cement in India. Indian cement sector is looking towards great hopes for future, and the reason being that Indian economy is expected to grow between 7 to 9% for many years in future, and based on that there would be huge requirement of cement, considering the urbanization which would be happening. What we understand is that maybe 50% of the population would be urban population in next 30 years. That would need huge quantum of cement, huge quantum of steel and many other materials. And for that, Indian cement sector has to be ready, Indian cement sector has to be energy efficient, and Indian cement sector has to be most sustainable and most climate friendly. In fact, now Indian cement sector has framed a technological roadmap for 2050 by which it can again be considered as one of the most technology improved sector, not only in the global cement world, but in most of the manufacturing facilities. United Nations and almost all countries of the world have adopted sustainability development goals, and these goals have to be adopted, have to be achieved by 2030. Now, considering the roadmap of India, Indian cement sector has also broadly evolved their own strategies, and those strategies have become their business strategies by which they can also adapt these SDGs, they can achieve those goals, and they can support humanity for creating happiness, for creating contentment in their life. In past, cement sector has been consuming water in a big way, and society used to consider them that they are consuming their water. But if you look at now, last 10 years, you would find that cement sector have adapted technologies to bring down their water consumption, and at the same time, they have also started supporting society for water harvesting, on account of which now they are able to give back more water to the society. There are many cement companies in India which have become water positive. That means they harvest water more than what they consume. This is how they are acting as a social friendly sector. More and more transparency is coming in Indian cement sector also, and that is also helping the industry to set target for sustainability, targets for energy in a most transparent way. Since last many years, many of the companies, and if today we look at maybe more than 70% of the cement capacity are coming out with their disclosure about their targets on energy front, on climate front, and they have started publishing sustainability report which speaks of their contribution to the society, their contribution to the climate, and they are all well recognized globally.